There you go. Three, Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Holiness Bhak360P Gurudev ki Jai!
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. Is the mic working?
Yes.
Yeah, or rather I would ask, can everybody hear me? Okay. How are you all feeling? Being here? I can see that the ladies' side is heavy, men's side is weak. How many have arrived so far? Where's Priyavrata? Disappeared. Priyavrata?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, I'm coming. I'm just assisting Harinarayan Movi's coming.
I see. So how many are there including Harinarayan?
100.
No, but how many have arrived?
About 55.
Oh, half have arrived. And is the men's side always going to look like this?
And it looks like the majority of the ladies.
It looks like I have more daughters than sons. So how are you all feeling being here? Happy? Hare Krishna. And are you all comfortably situated? And how many of you came yesterday? But you all were in Malaga yesterday. But here you came today. Only a handful of organizers came here yesterday. And very good. So, did you all take prasad since you came? How many of you didn't get prasad since you came? Jashoda, you need translation? You speak English. Yeah, very good. And so maybe first we have some introduction. Should we do it today or should we do it tomorrow? Because all are not here. So I think it will be better tomorrow. And get to know each other. And first of all, I'll introduce myself. My name is Bhak360P. I am a disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And treat me as your humble servant. And so, and if you have any problem, you can always come to me. And if you need anything, then you can go to Priyavrata, Gaudhari.
They mustn't come to you, Guru Maharaj. You come to give us association, not to
That's what I'm telling them. That if they have any problem, they should come to you. If they need anything, they would come to you and Gaudhari and Kamlesh Krishna. So I'm very happy to have you all here. And anyway, men's side started to look better. So what do we do today, Priyavrata? I thought the introduction, like, the first thing we do is everybody, introduces himself. But I think we better do it tomorrow because only 50 devotees came, another 50 are coming tomorrow.
We can do that tomorrow.
Okay. Now, I'll just briefly tell you the objective of this retreat. Go and sit down. Priyavrata, go sit down. Gaurhari is still doing the altar? Oh, what's he doing there? Very good. Yeah, they are very enthusiastically organizing everything. In 2007, I had some heart problem. And then, the doctor naturally told me to cut down my travel, not to travel so much. And so I was in America for 3 months without traveling, but then I began to realize that I need to meet the devotees, especially my disciples and those who are close to me, and that's why I need to travel, but I can reduce my travel by organizing this kind of retreats where devotees would come and we would be able to spend time together for 5 to 7 days. And we organized the first one in Switzerland. It was a beautiful location on top of a mountain, and it was actually a skiing resort. And people go skiing in winter, so in summertime we got a very good deal. How many of you attended that retreat? Okay. And anyway, and it was nice. Devotees came from different parts of Europe. And then the next one we had in America, in Orlando. And in this way, we started to organize different retreats in different places, and like mainly Europe, America, South Africa, Australia, and of course India. And I began to notice also the devotees liked it, that they, especially the householders, they get an opportunity to come out of their house and live in a very enlivening spiritual atmosphere where so many of you get together. And I made one point very clear, that the atmosphere should be comfortable. It should not be austere, which means the accommodation facility should be nice, and we can have programs in spacious areas, and that's how this program actually started. And then Vinod Bihari Where is Vinod Bihari? Yeah, okay. Vinod Bihari is from Malaga, and his brother Anandavardhan, they suggested, why don't we have some in Spain? We had retreats in the mountains, and now we should have one on the ocean front, beach front. And he actually contacted this hotel, and so this is the third time we are coming here. How do you like this location? Very nice, thank you. And so this is the idea. We have this retreat and 7 days of association of devotees. Are you looking forward to it? The program is, Mangalarti is at what time? 6 o'clock. That's good. In American one, the Mangalarti is at 4:30. That's because generally I do it 5:30, 6 o'clock, because I know you are not very fond of getting up so early. Ashurani, you want to say something? Huh?
Japa at 6 o'clock, it says 7 o'clock.
Oh, okay, that gives you even more grace. Like, then you can say that you had been chanting your rounds in your room, and no one is going to go and... This mic is not...
There's a slight amendment to the program. We were thinking 6 o'clock Mangalarti, followed by Tulsi Puja, then Japa.
Okay, so there has been a little change in the program. Kamlesh Krishna actually just pointed out that actually the program will be Mangalarti at 6 o'clock, and then Tulsi Arati, and then Japa. And you can chant the whole day. And then there will be various programs. There will be Bhagavatam class, will be from 7:30, and we'll be discussing about the prayers of Queen Kunti. And anyway, you have the schedule. The rest of the day, the schedule will be about the same. And yeah, the purpose is association of devotees. And association of devotees in a very relaxed way. I do not deliberately want to put any pressure, and please don't feel any pressure. Like I was thinking that in American retreat also I'll tell them that if you don't feel like attending the Mangalarti, it's optional. You don't have to feel any pressure. If you feel like, you can come. If you don't, it's all right. And one thing I'll suggest, no late night. Of course, here the sun sets at 11 o'clock. What time does the sun set here now?
Now it's like around 9:45,
10. And it's light till 10:30. Actually, the sun sets probably around 8:39, and it remains light till about 10:30. And in a spiritual life, if you want to organize your spiritual life nicely, then my simple suggestion will be go to bed early. Early to bed, early to rise. Makes one healthy, wealthy, and Krishna conscious. And so please go to bed early, although it will be light. I think you can put the shutters down, and because if you go to bed early, then you'll also feel like waking up early. And one thing I can tell you, an Ayurvedic secret. 1 hour sleep before midnight equals to 2 hours sleep after midnight. So now you consider, if you went to bed at 9 o'clock and woke up at 3 o'clock, how many hours you slept? You slept for 9 hours. But if you go to bed at 1 o'clock and slept till 10 o'clock, how many hours of sleep you got? Also 9 hours, but I tell you, you don't feel that restful. Late night, you don't feel restful. But you know, early to bed, that's one of the secrets of good health and good consciousness. Go to bed early. Like materialistic life keeps you awake at night. Now in that respect you can consider who stays up at night. Do you know who stays up at night? Among the human, well, owls are one thing. One thing you'll notice, the carnivorous animals stay up at night. Does it convey some meaning? Does it send some message? Carnivorous animals stay up at night. And herbivorous animals sleep at night. Those who are in the mode of goodness, they work according to the movement of the sun. When the sun comes up, they are up. They are up by Brahma Muhurta. And when the sun goes down, they go down. Isn't it a healthy way to live? And have you noticed the mosquitoes? Did you notice when they're active? They're active at night and they're inactive during the day. What are the mosquitoes? The bloodsuckers. Now you stretch it even further. Who stay up at night? Who become stronger at night? Srimad Bhagavatam actually mentions that. The demons become strong at night. They stay up at night and their activities are at night. Now you look at the culture also. When people go to nightclubs, it's already said nightclubs, bars, and such activity, for such activities, do they indulge in those activities during the daytime or night time? So much so that I heard, I haven't been there, I heard that in Las Vegas the atmosphere is as such that when you go there it always looks like night. Even during the daytime you go there, because of artificial lighting, you don't realize whether it's day or night, or when the lights are up, lights are on at night. So everything is lit up as if even during the daytime it's night. Now, are we here to succumb to that culture, or are we here to free ourselves from that culture? Now, does it convey the message? When should we stay awake and when should we fall asleep? How many of you want to fall asleep during early hours of night? Okay. And when you go to bed early, you will also wake up early. in this respect, I also want to say a few words about your health, because I was recently in a Ayurvedic clinic. I went there for the second time, and I had a long discussion with the doctors there, and I collected quite a lot of information on Ayurveda from them, and in course of our discussion, he was telling me, the main doctor, Dr. Ram Kumar, that he was talking to a very wealthy family, especially the lady of the family, and they're so wealthy, they're Indians, they're so wealthy that when they go to Europe and America, they go there in their private jets. I mean, people make short trips in private jets, one thing, but when they are going intercontinental flights, still they use their private jets. Very, very wealthy family. And so he was asking that lady, she's in her 40s, she's not very old either, about late 40s, and asked her, do you fall asleep as soon as you go to bed? So she said, no, I have to read, I have to watch TV, sometimes even I have to take sleeping pills. And then he asked, do you feel fresh when you wake up in the morning? And she admitted, no, she'll have to drink a few cups of coffee to kind of wake up and things like that. Then he asked, do you feel hungry when you sit down to eat? That's what I had been asking at the beginning, whether everybody can hear me. Can everybody hear me now? Okay. So then he asked, do you feel good appetite when you sit down to eat? And then also she admitted that she does not. And then he asked, when you wake up in the morning, do you clean your stomach? Does your stomach get naturally cleaned? That also she admitted doesn't happen. And then he told her, look, these are the 4 signs of good health. Good health means as soon as you hit the bed, you fall asleep. When you wake up, you feel fresh. When it's time to eat, you feel appetite, and in the morning, after you wake up, soon after you wake up, you clean your stomach. So I also thought that it makes so much sense, and I wanted to convey it to you. Make sure about these 4 things. And you will notice, late night, you don't sleep well. Late night, you wake up in the morning, you feel groggy, as if you didn't really take rest. That's why I feel. If I go to bed after 10:30, I don't sleep properly. But if I go to bed before 9 o'clock, I wake up at 2 o'clock and I'm fresh as a daisy. And so these are, and also feel good appetite and make it a point that, and then to my great surprise, I was told that about 80% people in the West suffer from constipation. Why? Because they eat meat. And anyway, so why people won't become sick? The cleansing the stomach naturally is very, very important. So take care of your health nicely. And these are the signs. So make it a point to go to bed early. And try not to watch TVs. How many of you don't watch TV? Very good. So, because that is a very damaging thing to your consciousness. Rather have a sweet dream when you fall asleep. Isn't it? That's much better than watching horror movies in the TV. So, since we are talking about health, I'll also give you another tip that I gathered from this discussions with these doctors. You see, normally what happens when in course of our lives, in course of our day-to-day activities, in course of our unhealthy lifestyle, we accumulate toxins in the body. And this body the toxins keep on accumulating in the body, and then eventually what happens? The toxins actually come out in the form of disease. Diseases are caused by toxins in the body. Now, I'm sure all of you know about the Panchakarma of Ayurveda. How many of you know about Panchakarma? Okay, Panchakarma, Pancha means 5 and Karma means activities. 5 kinds of activities or 5 kinds of treatments. The purpose of this treatment actually is to purify your body, detoxify your body. The toxins have accumulated in the body in various ways. The toxins can be in the body cells, toxins can be in the bloodstream, toxin can be there in the nervous system. And Ayurveda has a way of detoxifying, take out the toxins. Like one of the things of detoxification, or one of the panchakarmas, is actually called Snehapanam. I went through that treatment. Sneha means ghee, and Panam means drink. This treatment is the treatment of drinking ghee. And these are not just ordinary ghee, this is medicated ghee. And this medicated ghee, what it does is, ghee actually is a very good carrier. It reaches to different recesses of your body. And when it reaches with the medicines, Ayurvedic medicines, and what it does, it pulls out all the toxins from those areas. This treatment goes on for 7 days. They start with 30 milliliters of ghee. 30 milliliters, it's not that much. But the second day, 60 milliliters. Third day, 90 milliliters. Fourth day, 120 milliliters. Fifth day, 150 milliliters. Sixth day, 180 milliliters. And seventh day, 210 milliliters. Every day, they increase it by 30 milliliters. And what it does, this ghee, as I said, the medicated ghee, brings out all the toxin from the deepest parts of your body, like the tissues, the body cells, and and then they bring it onto your stomach. Naturally, it comes to your stomach, and then on the 8th day, they give you a very strong purgative. And that purgative flushes the whole thing out of your body. And I tell you, you see the result, not immediately. After the treatment, you feel very weak. You feel very weak. Of course, they didn't subject me to 7 days treatment. They told me that what they said is, Guru Maharaj, they call me Guru Maharaj also. Guru Maharaj, your body is sattvic body, so it doesn't need such elaborate treatment. So they gave it to me for 3 days. First day 50 milliliters, second day 100 milliliters, and third day 150 milliliters. And on the third day, I must admit, I started to started to like the taste of the ghee. The first day I was sipping, drinking it with small sips. He was still telling me, he was noticing. The second day, I was gulping it. And the third day, in one swig, I drank the whole thing. So, and I took it for 3 days, and the 4th day, they purged me. And yes, body became very weak, because anyway, it became weak. And that's what they do. After the treatment, they make you recuperate. They don't let you go out straight away. They kind of bring you back to your normal health condition, and then they let you go out. And I tell you, that treatment was very effective by Krishna's mercy. And experiencing it myself, I now started to tell the devotees that those who are above 50 should take this treatment at least once in 2 years. You have to invest just 3 weeks, take the treatment, and you will see the benefit yourself. It makes you feel, one thing it does, it makes you feel younger. You lose weight, extra weight is taken out, and so, yeah, as I was telling you, it's panchakarma, then not that everybody is subjected to all 5 types of treatment. They see which treatment you need. Like, say for example, some people need purification of blood. The toxin is in the blood. And do you know how they take out that poison from the blood? Don't get shocked. They put leeches. And there are some leeches that take out only the poison out of the blood. Not that all leeches do. They know. They showed me those leeches, and they put them. You don't feel anything actually. These are, and then after that, after they have taken out the poisonous blood, the leeches fall out automatically. That's the indication that the poison has been cleansed out of body. See how scientific it is. Whereas in allopathic treatment, what do? They simply deal with the symptom. And for everything they have one medicine, antibiotics. For everything, antibiotics. They put the germs in the body to fight the other germs. Whereas this is so scientific. And anyway, this is how you all should be concerned about your physical well-being, because physical well-being is important for your spiritual emancipation or spiritual advancement. If you're physically weak, how do you feel? Do you feel like doing anything? No. Are you capable of doing anything? No. Therefore, it's important to be physically healthy, physically well. So please take care of your health. And that's why Prabhupada always, you know how Prabhupada would always end the letters? I hope this meets you in good health, or best of health. Prabhupada always wanted that we are in good health. So take care of your health and do whatever is necessary. And avoid allopathic treatment as much as possible. Allopathic treatment has its benefit. Like allopathic treatment is very good for cure. But how they cure, that is another story. But isn't prevention better than cure? Prevention is better than cure. So take these simple preventive measures. Just as I said, like have this treatment once a year, or at least once in 2 years. For 3 weeks, you go take the treatment and see what happens. And one thing I noticed, I'll start off with myself. One of my disciples in Mayapur, Prema Manjari, many of you know her. She used to insist, Guru Maharaj, you have to go and take this treatment. Please go and take this treatment. And I used to tell her, look, I don't have 3 weeks. I can't take 3 weeks out of my schedule. I would rather go to some place for these 3 weeks and preach than go to an Ayurvedic clinic. And because of her insistence, then last year I went for 10 days. And yes, in this due to this 10 days of treatment, I did feel different. Then this year, I was supposed to go. It was all set. I was supposed to take a flight to Coimbatore to go to this place. And in the morning of when I was in Pune, I was about to leave to catch a flight, and then I got the news that Shyamlal Prabhu left his body. So I had to cancel that trip. Instead of going to Coimbatore, I drove to Bombay and took a flight to go to South Africa. Shyamlal Prabhu is a very dear god brother of mine. So this thing got cancelled. But Dr. Ramkumar kept on phoning me and said, Guru Maharaj, I can understand that you had to cancel this schedule, but please try to come sometime. And so I went in April. After the GBC meeting, I had to go to America. And when I came back from America, towards the end of April, I took this time I took 2 weeks. And I went for the treatment. And yeah, I felt the difference. So much so that I'm promoting it to you all today. I'm saying that you all please also consider this treatment. And I'll tell you a few cases. There was one person, one young boy, one of my disciples' son-in-law. He had epilepsy. And so, they were really worried. Like, he was about to have a very, very serious accident one day. He had the epileptic fit when he was driving the car. You can well imagine, Fortunately, there was no headlong collision. It went and the car actually hit the side of the road. Anyway, so it was such a bad case. And so when I heard that, I called Dr. Ram Kumar in Coimbatore. And I asked him whether there is any treatment for epilepsy. He said, yes, they can cure epilepsy. So this boy came for the treatment, and his condition improved remarkably, so much so that he went there again after 6 months. And everyone was so impressed that the disciple of mine and his wife, they also went and had the treatment, and they didn't have any serious problem, but they felt so much better after the treatment. So this is how people are getting affected, because when the result is there, then automatically you see it for yourself. Another thing I wanted to tell you all, that recently I found out that in Vrindavan there is somebody who can cure cancer if it is not at a very advanced stage. In Coimbatore also, if it is detected at an early stage, they say that they can cure the cancer. But when it is in an advanced stage, then they admit that no, we can't do it. So if there is any case of cancer, you can also let us know. And there is one young devotee. Young means he's probably in his 30s, and he had cancer of brain, and he took the treatment in Vrindavan. He got cured, and that's how I got to know. And he told me that this person said that he can cure cancer. So this is how effective Ayurveda is. So take advantage of this. Of course, we know that we are not going to live forever, but at least as long as we are living, let's live in a healthy way, in a good way. And it can be done by taking proper advantage of the proper treatment. As I said, Ayurveda is not so effective as a cure, but as a preventive measure, it's very effective. So thank you all very much, and next few days we'll have a lot of fun. Today, how we are going to derive our fun? Of course, you can go to the ocean and swim and do so many different things. But the main thing is being absorbed in Krishna consciousness. So that is the real enjoyment. One sort of enjoyment is in gratifying the senses, right? But that enjoyment is on the bodily platform. Are we our body? We are not our bodies. So the enjoyment on the bodily platform are they real enjoyment? No. Where is the real enjoyment? The real enjoyment is pertaining to our real identity. What is our real identity? How many of you know about your real identity? Please raise your hands. Why all the hands are not going up? Okay, let's see which hands didn't go up. Those who didn't raise your hands, please raise your hands. Okay, either you are shy, or you are lazy, or you are so tired that you can't even lift your hands. Anyway, whatever is the case, I presume that you all know that you are not your body, you are your spirit souls. How many of you agree with me? Please raise your hand. Okay, that's better. So, so now if we are spirit souls, then where should our real enjoyment be? How many of you want to enjoy? Let's see. How many of you want to enjoy? That's better. How many of you want to suffer? Okay, so that means you all want to enjoy. Even those who did not lift their hands, they also don't want to enjoy. We all want to enjoy. But what kind of enjoyment we want, really? Enjoyment of the body or the enjoyment of the soul? How many of you want to enjoy through your bodies? How many of you want to enjoy through your spirit soul? Very good. So how to enjoy through the spirit soul? Is it the same sort of enjoyment, or is it going to be a different kind of enjoyment? It's going to be a different kind of enjoyment. And what is that enjoyment? What is the different enjoyment? That enjoyment is derived by developing our relationship with Krishna. That is the spiritual enjoyment. Now that enjoyment is the real enjoyment. And when you get the taste of that enjoyment, you know what you would feel like doing about your sense gratifying enjoyment? You feel like curling your lips in disgust and spit at the thought. That's what King Kulashekar mentioned. Bhavati mukha vikara shushtu nishti banancha. Mukha vikara. My face turns, my lips curl in disgust. Spit at the thought. So the real enjoyment, also somewhere it has been mentioned in the scriptures, that the real enjoyment, the material compared to Brahmananda, merging in Brahma Jyoti, is just like, and material enjoyment is just like an insignificant fraction of that enjoyment. And compared to the joy of Krishna consciousness, this Brahmananda is an insignificant fraction. So can you imagine how wonderful this enjoyment in being derived out of developing our relationship with Krishna is? We cannot even imagine. So this is how real it is. And we will experience it only when we have got the taste ourselves. It's not an intellectual thing. Intellectually we cannot understand how it is. How many of you are here are mothers of your children? Well, I'll ask a simple question to you all. When your child was born, When your children were born and you looked at your children, how did you feel? Huh? A joy that you cannot really describe. Vedas are describing what the joy is like. You know what the joy is like? That joy that the mother derives by receiving the baby is that her breasts immediately become full with milk and it flows as her affection. What is her blood turns into milk. That is the affection, that is the love, mother's love. And mind you, this is also a material relationship. Now the relationship with Krishna, we cannot even imagine what it is like. But this is one of the examples that can be given. The way the mother feels about her child. Krishna consciousness, the joy of Krishna consciousness comes very close to that. Or that comes to the joy, close to the joy of Krishna consciousness. And we are here to experience that joy. Krishna consciousness is not a dry, insipid practice. Krishna consciousness is here. We are here in Krishna consciousness to experience the real joy. So open yourself up for that joy. Experience it. It will happen. Only thing you have to do is develop your love for Krishna. And for that, if we have to wait, we'll wait. Just as the mother has to wait for the child to come. It doesn't happen instantaneously. Similarly, we also have to wait for our love for Krishna to develop in our hearts. But in order to do that, we have to follow the practice. Just as the mother, by going through certain procedures, conceived the child, similarly by practicing some process, we will also develop our love for Krishna. It will happen. The only thing is that we have to practice the process properly. And Srila Prabhupada has given us that process. Very mercifully, Srila Prabhupada has given us that process. And it works. Doesn't it work? How many of you have experienced that it works? Right. It works. At least since we have accepted Krishna consciousness, we are seeing that our life is changing. We are getting some higher taste. So much so that due to getting that higher taste, we are able to give up the lower taste. Many of us who are not accustomed to following the four regulative principles before, but today it has become so easy. Why? Because of the higher taste. Krishna consciousness works. The bad habits that we had been able to give up so easily by practicing the process. Why? Because we got the higher taste. Today we don't have any taste for non-vegetarian food, no taste for any kind of intoxicants, and so forth. So it works. So let's practice the process and derive the benefit. And that's why we all are here. Thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Does anybody have any question? Yes, Vinod Bihari.
I don't know whether I heard it right, that in Jain you are thinking of putting up something like Ayurvedic.
We are trying, in conjunction with them, in collaboration with them, we are trying to set up a small trial run in Ujjain. And if it works, then we'll set up the Ayurvedic clinic in Ujjain also. Yeah. Yes?
Well, Ayurvedic, my son had gone southeast and tells me that I should go for Ayurvedic, but it is, I know in South Kerala it is there, but as you mentioned, sometimes in practical life it's difficult, expensive, and living and getting in touch with them is very difficult. So I feel at this moment, not that I have come here and thank you for this. I would love to go, but when last year or year before I went to Kerala and asked how much does it cost, and I was told in Trivandrum, I've been there before as well, 1 or 2 days massage and Ayurvedic treatment, but for 7 days he said, well, it will work probably maybe £1,000 just for the 7 days. On top of that,
Okay.
the expenses.
Okay.
These are the things in the practical life.
You see, one of the things is that when something becomes popular, it becomes a good business.
It's good. It's very
Right.
good, yeah.
And one thing I can tell you, the treatment where I went, they didn't charge me anything. Okay. And those who are, I was coming to that. And normally what they charge is, say, for the accommodation, they charge, say 1,500 rupees. 1,500 rupees means 15 pounds, right? And the treatment is also another 2,000 rupees. That means, say, 20 pounds. So it comes to, per day, it is about 35 to 40 pounds. And anyway, like that includes treatment, medicine, everything. Yeah. And when we set it up in Ujjain, it's going to be even cheaper. Like for example, the way we are planning, you see, medicine and treatment probably will cost the same because you have to pay for them, But the accommodation, we are going to charge 10 pounds per day, accommodation and prasad. So that way, it will be something like 25 to 30 pounds per head per day. So it's not going to be that expensive. You see, as I said, some people, it has become a business. And especially when they see that people are coming from the West, they think that they're all loaded, And so, anyway, but the main thing is the efficacy. Whether it works, effectivity. And the point is that as preventive, it's a very, very good measure. Okay, yes?
But can we know the place of this treatment?
Yeah, you can go to the website. It's called Vaidyagram. VAIDYAGRAM. www.vaidyagram.com. And you can see their website. It's very beautiful actually. It's away from everything, very scenic. And the accommodation facilities they have kind of suites. One suite has 2 beds, a living room, bath and toilet, the balcony. Vaidyagram. Yeah. And if you phone them, you can you'll get the phone number, speak speak to Dr. Ram Kumar. No, actually Dr. Ram Kumar is very busy. Speak to Dr. Ram Das. And you can take my reference. Okay. So any other question? So we